Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to subscribe to our options trading live channel, link is below in the description. We go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UBH fam, our community, link is below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. Now, if you made money today, comment below, got paid. If you lost money today, comment below, learned a lesson. And if you could do me a favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. Definitely appreciate it. Today was literally, it was crazy. Things got wild. Apple ripped way up, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla. Tech was not missing. We've had a few days of selling. I was actually kind of going over my P&L real quick here. I was actually down $1,000 on Tesla. I actually made $850 realized profit. I'm up $1,100 realized profit today. I'm not actually down $2,000 on DKNG. That's a bad mark. I am currently up on the 31 long calls, and I'm selling some premium short, hoping for a run up into earnings, which we'll cover that in a second. But this is a bad mark. Sometimes in your P&L, especially if you're in spreads or you're selling premium as credit put spreads, debit put spreads, debit call spreads, you get the idea. Any type of spread, whether it's credit or debit, sometimes at close you get a bad mark, and it kind of screws things up. So people freak out. They're like, oh no, I'm really down $2,000. Like, there's no way. My max loss on the spread is only $600. I can only lose $600. So I know for sure I'm not down $2,500, even with, I'm up $240 or 30% on these negative calls that I'm long on going into earnings. So, just kind of a quick explanation. If people probably see, if you trade spreads a lot, you'll see this a lot. But Tesla, I left a lot of money on the table. I was long the 1505 put and short the 1510 puts. These I did close out today, made $690, and then I did another one, pushed into next week expiration. And because Tesla just pushed up so high, I closed it out because it got out of Tesla. I'm like, okay, if we dip back down to 1500 on Tesla, I'll definitely add to it, but it only came down to like 1530, and now we're back up to 1550. So I'm not sure. I don't know how much lower Tesla's going to go, but I don't think we're going to be seeing 1400 for quite some time. It's just like I said this morning in the live stream. It's funny how they pushed it low and then announced the stock split, and now it's back up to like the 1600. So definitely, it was up 13% today. Just crazy. So, but now I'm all out of Tesla. Anytime you have I left a lot of money on the table with Tesla, but anytime a position goes from negative 1,000 to positive 1,000, you take the money. You don't think too much about it, right? Also, Square, I did trade a little bit today. I had a nice day trade on it. I made $250 on Square. Let me kind of show you what I did today in Square, kind of what I'm looking for. I did two positions on Square. My first position, I traded two naked 140 long calls. I bought them at 580, sold them for 705 this morning, and thankfully I did. And then I did the debit spread. I did 5 of them, so I'll show you that in a sec. Right here. So Square this morning, I traded this nice little ramp up here. It was kind of hanging around 140. What I'm looking for on Square right now is it did close at 139. It is a little bit lower after hours. Well, it's about the same actually, but Square, I'm looking at it, it's just sitting on the 10-day. Are we going to dip below or not? So what I did is I traded the rip up here. Yesterday I did the same thing. Yesterday I made, on this ramp up right at 136 up to 140, I made $500. Today I made $250 on this ramp up. Not as big of a ramp up, and then it just came crashing down. When it came crashing down, what I did is I bought a debit spread for August 28th. Kind of show you what this looks like. I paid 75 cents a contract. It's a debit call spread going into August 28th, and I paid 75 cents, and I have 5 of them. So I'm long the 143, short the 145. Kind of just looking for a run up into just bouncing here off of the 140 level. Right now it's right below. It's bouncing, looking for a bounce off the 10-day here. So we'll see if it happens. It may dip a little bit lower, but we have some time. We'll figure out what we need to do. Like I said, I only paid 75 cents a contract, so not a huge trade, but it has a potential to move back up to 150, I think. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the market cooperates. In regards to the market, today's rip up, especially on SPY. SPY hit a new weekly high today. We had some pretty major selling yesterday, but like I said, it's not the end of the world. Look, the trend is still vastly intact here. I mean, like I said, not like it came down to 320 or 315 or 310. Yesterday it just popped down to 331, and now we're back up to 337. Hit 338 today. So bulls are still in charge here, and they made it known today. Qs have been definitely struggling for at least 4 days now, 5 days. After hitting 275, 274.98, it dipped all the way down to 263, and then we're back up to 271. So just be mindful, like people that are loading in short, just be mindful of what the 1 year chart is telling you. What's the 1 year chart telling you? Is it saying, it's like some people on our Discord saying, oh, we're going to crash, we're going to go down, we're going down 10%, 30%. Like, it's not happening. When you see a chart like this, it's not happening. Again, this is not investment advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. But that's essentially, they've been calling for crashes like that when we're at all-time highs. I mean, we could be hitting all-time highs for forever. You're going to be waiting for a crash, and people are going to keep taking your money. So be very, very careful when trying to trade like that. NVIDIA did make $45 on. They have earnings next week. This one really ramped up from $438 to $457 today. I only made $45, and the reason why is because I did a credit put spread. IV was expanding, kind of going against me. I should have did a debit call spread. Would have made way more money. I don't know what I was thinking. We got out with $45, but it is what it is. But again, this cross below the 10-day yesterday. They really tried to kill it when it came down to 431 yesterday, and now that was a huge buy the dip event in the last probably the last month. In the last month, that was one of the biggest dips that we've had on NVIDIA, being at these levels here in the last month. So I traded LYFT. Now LYFT, kind of going through, I'm going to be looking at this tomorrow. I kind of traded it off of Uber earnings. Now LYFT has been chilling here, where like Uber, like the airlines, like the banks, like the bad news right now is priced in. Any sort of good news is going to send the stock flying. Right now, it's relatively flat right here. But LYFT, obviously it has a revenue drop of 61%, but they're saying that rides are up 78% compared to what they were in April. So more people are starting to use LYFT versus when we were at the height of the pandemic back in March and April. More people are getting in. However, it's still way down from what it was a year ago. They did beat analyst expectations. So kind of mixed results, not too hot. They do see an uptick in people taking lifts, but at the end of the day, not enough to move it out. And premium was relatively rich in here. What I did on LYFT, and I'll be looking to close this out tomorrow. And a lot of times, if you don't get in before earnings, you can definitely trade after earnings and kind of see what the move is. Get some quick scalps in there, quick day trades, definitely, because stocks that just reported earnings are movers. So LYFT, man, I'm getting all messed up here. LYFT, I sold at the money. 31 call and put. I went $3 wide on each side, did 5 of them. Kind of what I'm looking at tomorrow for LYFT. Let me just bring down implied volatility down here, just back down to 100. So I'll bring it down to 70% here. If it stays within the range, right now it's currently at 30.24. If it stays in this range, I'll make about $300 to $400. If it stays around 30, it comes down to 29. I'll make about 150. Theoretically, could make more, could make less. This is just a little fancy tool that Tastyworks has. If you want to sign up for Tastyworks, link is below in the description as well. But it kind of gives you a general idea of where we'll be at tomorrow, and this is where I'll be at tomorrow. Right now, LYFT's trading at 30.22. So 30.22, I'll be up around. Theoretically, I'll be up around $400. If I let it expire here, I'll be up $675. That's what that means theoretically. And then P&L, EXP's P&L expiration, how much money you'll be up or down at expiration if the stock is at this price for this trade. Okay. So I also traded SDC. SDC had super rich earnings as well. They just reported. I sold a 9.5 call and put, and then I did $1.50 wide on each side. Also did 5 of these. I mean, these are pretty lowish trades. I mean, max loss on SDC was about $275. I did receive what did I get for this? I got a 93-cent credit, and then on LYFT I got a $2.20 credit. But SDC, you know, if it opens up around here, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. Premium was super rich, 251%. Let's bring it down to 100% tomorrow. So right now it's currently at 880. So theoretically, tomorrow, if it opens at 880, I'll be up around 100, basically $100. So not, if it moves up to 9.5, you know, obviously would be ideal. Goes up to 9 would be even more ideal. But you know, I'll take it. It's at the bottom of the range here at 850. I'll start losing some money right now. SDC, I was actually more worried about than lifting pushing up, because SDC is like currently at 880 right now. It did come down to 869, which is still in the green zone. But SDC, I was a little bit worried because last earnings it was in a similar situation. It gapped down. It was currently a little bit higher than this price, and it's been kind of ticking up. I'm like, you know what, this could potentially squeeze up above 10. There is a bunch of resistance up here. It does need to fill this gap though. It hasn't. We'll see what happens, but it didn't do it. I mean, not saying that it can't overnight. I mean, anything could happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with SEC. But it looks like selling premium in LYFT and Smile Direct Club are going to pay out. But tomorrow, right now, I'm just going to be riding the trends. I'm going to be looking to get out of DKNG. Now, DKNG has earnings Friday, and like I said, I'm long the 31 puts. I'm currently up 30%. I'm also have a deep in the money credit put spread that I'm trying to get rid of, and this is why. I mean, max loss on this thing's only 50 cents, and it's saying it's 85 cents, which is messing up my P&L pretty large. I mean, if I put an order in for 85 cents right now, Tastyworks will reject it to say, hey, that's more than the width of the spread. You can't put an order in for this much, and that's why you just got to be very careful where you're putting your orders in and how much you're getting, how much. That's why you got to understand option pricing. That way you get a better deal. You know when you're getting ripped off. You know when there's, you know, false positives, that kind of thing, bad marks, whatever. But DKNG, you know, they were riding up. I put the position back down here on, what was it, last Wednesday, when it was down to at 32.50, pushed all the way up, and then we had news come out that the Big Ten was going to be postponing their schedules till the spring. They're not going to be starting up in the fall. So now this push back up, we'll see. I think tomorrow we could hit the 35, 36 area, and then I'll probably try to start closing some stuff out, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they don't make me YOLO this into earnings, but I will sell some of my calls. Maybe hold on. Maybe I have 3 calls. Maybe I'll sell two of them and hold the one through earnings. We'll see what happens. I do think they're going to beat earnings pending on what Penn did. Penn exploded. I mean, Penn was in a similar situation where it's kind of going up and down before earnings and then ripped up huge from 35 up to 50 into earnings. So that's what I was looking for on DKNG. Hasn't happened yet, but DKNG is following the same pattern that Penn was pre-earnings. So that's what I'm kind of using as a gauge right now. So if you watch this video to the end, comment watch to the end, hit the like button, and as always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.